So several years ago, the Pokemon Company released an ad that showed our everyday normal world with Pokeballs raining from the sky. This was an advertisement for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and it was to demonstrate how the new Pokemon had arrived since the company was introducing new Pokemon to the franchise again. What the ad really made me think of, however, is what would happen if Pokeballs rained from the sky right now? What would happen if suddenly Pokemon were real? First off, I think it's safe to say that the military would be all over this. I mean, Pokeballs raining from the sky? Sounds like a good case of aliens landing on Earth. And that means people are going to be freaking out, unlike what the trailer makes it out to be. So the military would probably step in to make sure if this new creature, or creatures really, are at least friendly-ish. After realizing that they're beings that can emit power at will, and aren't really as intelligent as us, it would be reasonable that our military would be interested in using the Pokemon for their own uses. And this could be civilian uses as well. Seriously, electric-type Pokemon could power people's homes. Water-type Pokemon could put out fires. Normal-type Pokemon like Chansey could be used to help and take care of the sick. And fire Pokemon could be used to forge steel, and not other things. From the military, Pokemon would probably be dissected to see what their inner workings were made up of. Because the simple fact is, people are going to want to know what the cause of their powers come from, even if it violates the Pokemon's non-existent human rights or not. And then from here, people would have a better knowledge as to what makes a Pokemon, and may then be able to categorize them, as we would have a better understanding to tell the differences between each type. Not that it isn't hard to tell either way. This would most likely lead to people professing in the field of Pokemon, so we could learn more about Pokemon in ways that the military never thought or did during the brutal sessions with the different species. This would mark professors such as the good old Oak and the like to be a very possible reality if Pokemon did suddenly rain from the sky. Through this, we would also have engineers that would be able to reverse engineer Pokeballs and then be able to create Pokeballs of their own, perhaps even making improvements on the originals that rain from the sky. So companies like Silphco and Devon Corporation aren't too much of a stretch if they come into business by selling Pokeballs of their own. So now, so far, since Pokemon have rained from the sky, we have learned that Pokemon can do tasks better than humans because of their power, but there's still more to learn from Pokemon as they're relatively new, and as such we've made professing in the field of Pokemon a nice job. However, since a Pokemon's type has the strength of what 20 humans could do at a specific job, jobs would most likely be replaced with a couple of Pokemon and a human overseer in order to get that job done. No longer would we see fire engines going crazy everywhere, we'd see Pokemon taking out fires left and right, because that's how effective they would be. So of course, jobs would go down in some areas, but jobs would also go up in researching and diagnosing everything about Pokemon, as many people would be wondering, why did Pokemon come to Earth? Where did they come from? What exactly was the extent of their powers? People would just want to know more about Pokemon because they're still kind of foreign at that point. This would also cause an increase in the demand for engineers, as companies like Silphco and Devon would want to create the best technology that people could buy that came from Pokeballs. So in order to do that, they need a lot of engineers working on that. Now, there is no real reason Pokemon would be pets to people this early on. That is, until perhaps a while longer did people find that Pokemon were cute, easily tameable, and are easily portable could they be treated as pets. From here, I guess it didn't take long before someone put two and two together to realize that Pokemon could be used for entertainment by putting a fight between each other. It wasn't until this moment did people realize that Pokemon evolved from fighting. Yes, they evolve from fighting, not by doing physical labor or generating electricity to power people's homes. They just evolve by fighting one another to the death. Well, that last part isn't exactly true, but still, it wasn't until this moment did people realize that Pokemon evolved from fighting. Sure, they saw Pokemon that looked similar, yet were different from their originals, as those wild Pokemon fought amongst other wild Pokemon, but this was probably the first time did humans realize Pokemon evolved by learning how to fight. From here we can see that the modern day of putting Pokemon against Pokemon became a thing to do. Not only did it provide entertainment for all, but it also allowed Pokemon to get better in order to achieve their final forms. Yeah, it might seem a little weird that humans would suddenly accept that we should put our pets against one another, but I think we would learn to accept this fact, as trainers would most likely rationalize it by saying that they're actually doing a service as it's giving their Pokemon the chance to evolve, therefore making their Pokemon stronger, and thus further helping their community with whatever was needed. Which kind of does make sense. I mean, which would you rather have taking out your fire? A dinky little Squirtle, or a big-ass Blastoise? If Pokemon did rain from the sky, our world would definitely change. More people would be able to have their hands on the power generated from Pokemon, meaning better care, energy distribution, and an overall better living environment. Yes, some jobs might be lost as a result since Pokemon are better at doing or providing resources in certain tasks, but other jobs would be created as well since people's questions about Pokemon will just become even more plentiful as they would later see these creatures in the workplace, in media, and perhaps even in their own backyard. Later on, we would most likely see trainers having their Pokemons fight with one another, not only for their own entertainment, but so their Pokemons could evolve and do an even better service around the world. Who knows, perhaps around this time, a future young trainer named Red was born and later grew up in the same world as ours. Only, it was in the future. Either way, that's my ponders on about what would happen if Pokeballs suddenly rained from the sky. If you disagree or agree with my thoughts, please leave a comment down below. And if you're interested on more ponders-ons or Pokemon in general, click on some of these other videos that might be interesting for you. Until next time, this has been Skystone, and thank you for watching.